jolly good morning to you from this crisp autumnal 10 o'clock in the morning here in Czechia, more specifically in Prague, the capital city. And I've just spent a night in an absolutely fantastic hotel. A big shout out. I don't do hotel room reviews and all that kind of thing. Perhaps too many of those about. But if you want a really, really nice, slightly quirky place in a good location, right near the Central Railway Station for a start off. It's just over there, but within easy walking distance of all the interesting sights of Prague, then check out Miss Sophie's downtown boutique hotel. Absolutely fantastic, clean as a whistle, very good price. I mean, I'm here very low season at the moment, so it's possible that I got an extremely good deal. I don't know what the prices would be like there in the height of the season, but certainly consider that hotel in your search for somewhere to stay here in Prague. There are many, many, many options, so I think on the whole prices here are fairly reasonable because of the number of hotels that there are in competition with each other. Anyway, don't worry about the fact there's a building site just nearby. I'm sure that won't be there forever. It's very quiet, very comfortable, loads of amenities in the room. TV worked, all the stuff that you need. Anyway, that's not why I'm doing this video. That's enough said about the hotel. I'm just going to go on a little wander. I've already got a Prague video out. I'm going to start wandering in a different direction today. I'm going to start and head off towards Charles Bridge, head over to the other side of the river, and let's go and see what there is to see. So we're just taking a little wander to Charles Bridge and then beyond, and just see what we come across. Not really done much homework, I never do, much to my shame, I guess, but yeah, let's see what we see. The time open to me this morning, or available to me I should say, so I won't put my teeth in properly yet. I'm probably going to basically do a one-way walk and get public transport back to the hotel, just so I'll see a little bit more with the time I've got available. And according to Google Maps, I need to be going over here somewhere. Prague, incidentally, has got an absolutely fabulous public transport system with a metro, 3-line metro, and trams, buses and so on. Very reasonable price. If you're here for a few days, consider getting the multi-day pass if you think you're going to be moving around a bit by public transport. It's a very walkable city in the centre, but of course there are some other places noteworthy that you may wish to travel by public transport to. I took advantage of the fact I have just crept my way over the 60 years of age bracket, and unlike many places, you don't have to be a local or a resident or even from the country you're in, a Czech, to take advantage of senior citizens' rates on the public transport. So my one-day pass came to approximately £2. It was roughly half price, so I'm guessing a one-day pass for full adults would be about £4. And if memory serves me correctly, it was approximately £8 and £4 respectively for a 72-hour pass. And they do it in from when you first validate your ticket. Don't forget to do that, or you will be getting a fine. You can either validate it on an app on your phone at the point when you're about to start using the ticket, or if you've got a physical ticket, you can use the validators on the trams or buses or whatever, and then your 24 hours or 72 hours or 90 minutes or whatever else will commence from there. I love the old trams here in Prague, actually. Some modern ones as well, but these older ones are great fun. will give a quick shout out to the honest guides of Prague. You can just look them up on YouTube. Just put honest guide or honest guides, and Janek and Honza will appear, and they'll give you some fantastic tips for things to see and do here in Prague, and how to avoid some of the let's just say scams and stuff that can go on in touristy places. Here is no exception, but absinthe and foreign currency exchange seems to be a popular little scam that goes on. I don't know why. This is my third trip actually to Czechia, and I've not held a Czech crown yet. I've done everything by paying with a debit card straight into sterling from the Czech currency at a near perfect rate, so you can't really ask for more than that. It is a chilly old day today. I'd say it's about -2 at the moment, so I'm going to be trying to walk as quickly as I can, and that sounds like a good idea for later. Something warming. Always lots of little interesting alleyways to walk down, and kind of courtyards. It's not quite Christmas market season yet, but you can see where they're beginning to gear up for it. I imagine the price of hotels during the Christmas markets do go up somewhat, with people heading to places like Prague and European cities in general, usually very good for Christmas markets. The German one's been very famous, but I don't think it's only in Germany. There's some fantastic ones in other countries, such as Poland, Czechia and so on. Austria too. Sylvansky Dom. There's also quite a few fairly high-end shops here in Prague, as you'd expect in a capital city, and shopping malls which seem to have essentially high-end boutiques and so on in them. I cannot give you a single idea as to whether they're good value for money in comparison to say the UK or Germany or America. I've got absolutely no idea. I don't know prices of stuff like that at all, and but I imagine that it will be reasonably priced in comparison. That's all I can think of. Certainly things like cigarettes and alcohol are very cheap here in comparison to the places I just mentioned. But as for fashion and other things like that, I've got no idea. Film show. Just going back to the theme of using the currency, the Czech crown, if you do need some, and it's not beyond possibility that you will, go to somewhere like that, proper place, proper bank to change your money. You'll get a correct exchange rate. You use the ones, the Euronet, is it called? I can't remember. Those like yellow and blue ones that you see knocking about around the place. They usually give you a very, very poor exchange rate and high charges as well on top of that. So yeah, and absolutely do not change cash for Czech cash with people stood by ATMs. You might end up with some out-of-date Belarusian rubles. That was a great tip, and it apparently is a major problem here. The honest guides quite frequently do features on that. So yeah, I think you'd have to be pretty foolish to change money with a total stranger stood by an ATM. But I guess some do it, otherwise they wouldn't be here and able to scam people. Anyway, it's a beautiful city, and the absolute majority of people are very good and kind and helpful people. I think the scammers tend to come from somewhere else and maybe need to be sent back there. But that's just my opinion, of course. Czech National Bank there. I'm not sure if you'll be able to change your currency in there as such. Queue there waiting to go inside the what's that, an opera or theatre or something. Into the central area now, downtown if you like, Old Town if you like. And there's a lot of this sort of stuff going on down here. Prague old cars, very expensive, but if that's your bag, then go for it. Negotiate yourself a decent rate though. Wouldn't take the first price on offer. There are, of course, like there are in most cities, free, inverted commas, walking tours. Of course they are free, you're not paying for a service as such, but the deal being that you tip the person taking you on the walk accordingly. I've walked past about 5 or 6 this morning. As I say, it's pretty off peak. It's middle of the week and it's cold and it's still quite early in the morning. So there's loads about. Just Google to find out which ones you want to go on, if indeed you want to go on them at all. I prefer the amble around aimlessly method, and if I see something interesting, take a picture of it and Google it and see what information I can find. You see change 0% commission. Except it won't be. There are some quite quirky kind of museums and so on here as well. If you're interested in museums, but you want something that's a little less sort of dusty and old and ancient, and looking for something a little bit quirkier, then you'll probably find it here. Something that British people struggle to get their head around is the fact that everywhere they go in the world, pretty much, museums, you have to pay to go in. Not absolutely everywhere, but most places that you do. Whereas in the UK, on the whole, museums are free to go in, albeit they do try and upsell you books and guides and walking tours and opportunities to make donations and all that other good stuff, but they are in essence free to go in, whereas here you will almost certainly pay to go in, and the upselling probably still exists as well, minus the donations, I would think. Some really fabulous accommodation here. As I say, it's laden with choice of hotels and apartments, Airbnbs, that kind of thing. So the owners have to be on their marks, have to be on their game and keep the prices keen. But like with everything else, if you shop around, you probably will get a good deal too, even better. Chocolate Museum. Chocolate Museum with sausages for sale. The Chocolate Story of Prague. Another thing Czechia is well known for is beer. Lots of beer, lots of different beers, craft beers, well-known beers, mass-produced beers, and you will see a lot of bars offering you the opportunity to basically have a beer taster menu. So a sort of, I don't know, 200 milliliter, 10 200 milliliter glasses of different beers. Not really sure how they compare price-wise to just going out and buying individual pints or litres, which is like 2 pints pretty much. Probably a kind of an expensive way of doing it, but you will, if you're a beer connoisseur, enjoy trying all those different beers. And of course, if there's a group of you, you don't have to drink all 10 yourself, unless you really want to. It's a beautiful square, this one, really beautiful. And this is where you will start to attract the attention of guides, people trying to sell you stuff, trying to get you to buy a day ticket on the hop-on, hop-off buses, which, if you like that sort of thing, are great, but they do tend to be a tiny bit on the expensive side. I tend to prefer to get a public transport and walk about and just hop from place to place using the local buses. If you've got Google on your phone, Google Maps, or some other similar app, or indeed in Prague itself, the local transport company's app is very good, where it holds your ticket as well on the app. So there we go, the Prague ham as well. That's another thing. As I say, the Honest Guides of Prague are a great place to have a little check, how you can avoid getting overcharged or scammed with things like the ham, langosh, kielbasa, sausage. It's like kielbasa in Polish, isn't it? And also these guys with the horse and carts. All great fun. I'm sure the hams are beautifully tasty. I can tell you now, the smell just here, especially on a cold morning, of the wood burning to cook the hams and the sausages is absolutely fabulous smell. But do be wary of the pricing structure on these things. It's not altogether clear, and they'll give you a massive great portion. You think you're going to pay one price, but it's charged, I think, at per 100 grams or something along those lines. So it can start to mount up if you're a greedy boy like me. Some of the newer trams here, not quite as clunky as those old ones, but the old ones are so much more fun, if you like that kind of thing. It's incredible how many tourists there are here at a rather dull, cold day. Here's the bridge, Charles Bridge. Whatever Charles is in Czech, Most. Can't remember now. Better use the crossing here. It's quite a busy road just here. Pretty sure I didn't actually come down here last time I was here, for one reason or another. Needless to say, this is the epicenter of touristiness here in Prague. Reminds me of one or two other bridges around Europe that are both beautiful to look at, and of course serve a purpose too of getting you to the other side of a river. And as a consequence, of course, you will get the odd undesirable hanging about. Not too bad here. and the majority just jog on when you politely tell them you're not interested in whatever it is they're trying to sell you. It's certainly a crisp morning when you get out on here, but the views, maybe booze is what is required. The views are spectacular. %100% electric. As I say, interesting museums here. The Pedal Car Museum. I do wonder what that's all about. Maybe the Museum of Pedalos, I don't know. Pedal cars. Charles Bridge done. Going to pick out some random place and head towards it. Continue on this side of the river. Can only begin to guess at quite how busy it would be here on a warm summer's afternoon on a Saturday or Sunday. Heading up to Prague Castle now. Been there before, and it does feature in my other video, but it is a wonderful place to go to with some lovely views, and I've not taken this route to get there before, so let's go. Going back to the foreign currency thing, it does seem to be an issue here in Czechia, markedly because most people that come here will be spenders of the euro, the pound and the dollar, and well, you don't need to. This is the point. You don't really need to change any, maybe a small amount. There's change bureaus with ATMs and so on inside them all, and the one thing that is the biggest red flag for me with all of these is the fact that no exchange rates are shown, or very few, or if they are, they're kind of hidden away. You know, if you're getting anything less than the very high 20s to a pound in Czech crowns, then you're being done. If you get down as far as 25, I mean, I did some purchases yesterday using my card, and I was getting a rate from the bank of just over 30 and a little bit, so call it 30, and which is more or less the exact rate, the official rate. But you might even get down as low as 20 to the pound if you get to some of these places. Just don't do it, pointless. Here in Prague as well, both on the pavements and the roads, which if you're moving your wheelie bag around can be both noisy and not going to do it a great deal of good. But having said all of that, you could always get a taxi, I suppose. When you move away from the very touristy areas to the quieter back streets on this side of the river. Very atmospheric. Quite a hike up to the top. Kind of hoping there's a cafe up here. Time for a coffee, I think. Well, this is where you come for the view. Feel like the sun in the eyes. It's just at that time of day at the moment. Straight back across Prague over there. And as you can see by the number of people, managed to fit a Starbucks up here. Now, Starbucks, Costa. Yeah, you do see them knocking about around here. I'll tell you, the Czech independent little cafes, coffee shops are probably not only better, probably also cheaper, certainly on a par price-wise, and you'll get a much better coffee and a much better cake to go with it. Not something that's been wrapped up for 3 weeks and has got a shelf life of 2.5 years. See, everybody's taking a picture of the guards here, and I'm walking straight past it all, straight in front of them all. Not sure they're step in line. The loos here are free, and very respectable ones too. Something we've kind of got used to, particularly in mainland Europe, is being charged €1 or 50 cents or the equivalent of to pop into a loo. But no, up here, considering the number of people up here as well, they're in good order. You do have to, however, have a ticket to go into the cathedral and 1 or 2 other things up here, and there is a queue forming outside the information office, which I gather is where you pick the tickets up from. Well, I'm just going to have a little walk around out here because it's absolutely splendid, beautiful. Prague Castle, thoroughly recommend you make the effort to come up here. My recommendation would be to get an audio guide that you can run from your own phone and your headphones that you brought with you. You can hire some here and get a ticket that will allow you to go into all the different places, follow the audio guide round, and you'll be able to spend quite a while here having a look at some extremely interesting stuff. Right, I'm going to go random again. In a moment, I'm just going to do a circle of the cathedral back to where I came in, and then start heading my way back down from the top of the hill here to somewhere else. Let's see where we go. Seems a shame they've decided to put a Starbucks in the middle of Prague Castle, but there's another one. Maybe it's the other one. I'll just see coming at it from a different angle though. If that's the case, I've definitely lost my bearings in here. So where to now? Right, hang on a sec. This was sounded interesting. No idea what it is. It just says the famous log. So, and it's a place of interest. So just the name on its own has attracted my attention. I'm going to go and have a look. It's about a 15-minute walk from here. It says there are steps involved. I can only imagine it's steps down, a bit like the steps that I came up. Another popular spot to take photographs. Wall's too high for most people. Come over here. Let's see what we can see. Not swept up. Oh yeah. I love it when Google Maps, or any other app for that matter, sends me on a route that no one else appears to be taking, which can mean one of three things, I think. There's nothing interesting down here, you're not supposed to be going down here, and what would the third one be? I just got lucky and no one else is thought to do what I'm doing. But in a place like Prague, that's probably unlikely. Beautiful castle, fantastic. You can spend a long time there, and as I say, the guided walking tour, self-guided walking tour, would be the way to go there, I think. There seems to be people you can hire also to give you a personalised tour. Yeah, it's not open in winter. Stag Moat is closed today due to adverse weather conditions. Stag Moat. Fortunately, that's not where I'm heading. Missing a trick here. In Madeira, they've got like those kind of wooden toboggan things that they run down the hill on the streets. I could do that here. These old trams give it some welly up this hill. Probably can't really see how steep it is on the camera. It is quite a gradient, and quite a tight curve here as well. That the ones coming down, I guess, need to watch their speed a little bit. But it's not exactly got. It's giving it some. That's quite quick, that, for going around a curve. Anyway, let's go and find this place of interest. I do like random wanders around the non-touristy parts of touristy cities just to see what they're like. And out here is very nice. I think this would be a lovely area to live. We're quite near to this log now. quite what it actually is, I'm not too sure, but we're not far away. Well, there's I think what is actually a restaurant, but a building here with grass on the roof. It's lovely out here, very quiet though. Not many tourists around. I'm guessing they're tourists over there. They kind of look a bit like me. signpost here for the various... oh, I've got the metro not far away from here as well, the A line, which might be handy later on. I'm here actually. This restaurant, cafe and gallery is currently shut. There's a sign there saying something about electricity, so 21st. Maybe someone hasn't paid their electricity bill. Somewhere around this corner should be the log. I'm more and more intrigued as I get closer. Google Maps is sending me just to the right hand side, just up here. Just locked in, I should say, on the log, and it was over the other side of the road. There we go. It's got some pumpkins on it still. The famous log with a polar bear. That's an interesting way to add some steps to my daily count, walking to the famous log, and there is a log there. I can't find too much detail as to why it's famous. And just how famous it is, but needless to say, I was the only person here looking at the famous log. But anyway, right, so I'm going to pick another random place, and before I conclude this part 2 walk of Prague, and then I have to head onwards. So I'm going to go to the fountain of Stromovka in a park. Can't see it on that sign over there, so again it might be somewhat underwhelming, and I'll just need to get that up on Google Maps. I'll probably conclude the video there, but I'll be interested to see this park. It's as I say, it's probably warmed up to about 2 degrees now. So a bit of a nip in the air and little flurries of snow every now and then, but nothing that's going to bother us and slow us down. Okay, let's go. Something that's fairly rare here in Prague is the crossing with green and red men. Usually it's just zebra crossings, which I have to say are very adhered to by the drivers, so you don't normally have to worry too much about it. But across this massively busy road, wide road, got a lot of trams, also access to the metro there. I want to be a bad boy. Go across on a red, not to mention a railway line here as well. Oh no, is it railway line or tram line? No, it's definitely trains. Lo and behold, we're back into another suburb of Prague. I think I'm going down that way. Wow, just gone past a kebab shop and window open, getting it all cooked up for the day. And there was one beautiful smell coming out of there. Not quite ready for it yet. I did have a quite hefty breakfast this morning because I knew I'd be walking around for quite a while in the cold. So I shall wait until I finish the walk and head on my onward journey before I have some lunch or early dinner. or both. Oh, that kebab smell is following me down the road. I have to say one thing about Prague, I probably mentioned it on my other video, is how clean it is and lack of litter, which for me is a complete bonus. I know many cities, popular tourist cities, do make a bit of an effort in those central areas to keep it clean and as tidy as possible. Some don't as well, some don't make any effort at all, but quite often, even with those, when you head out into the suburbs and around about, you can quite often find litter and it starts to look a bit run down, but not here. It looks affluent, it looks clean, it looks tidy, well kept. Yeah, there's you obviously find a little bit of litter here and there, but I'll always put that into the accidental category rather than just yobbos just lobbing stuff on the floor, which I absolutely hate. But even in the city, which has got so many tourists walking around, you know, there's the potential for see what this building is. Interesting. Ministry of Economy and Finance. It's all in interesting. In that sort of writing, like what's that? Chinese, Korean, or something? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, in the centre of the city, it's immaculate, really. And I don't see why Britain has to be such a dumping ground. What is it with people just throwing stuff on the floor? It just baffles me. Anyway, rant over. It's kind of an area with embassies and so on here, I think. So that's Chinese, maybe. Seems very lots of secure buildings, lots of cameras and spiky fences and so on. Electric fence, in fact, up there. I can't quite read what that says, but again, it seems to be strange, like Chinese writing on it, Korean or something. Interesting. A street named after Ronald Reagan. I'm guessing that's what that means. Good old Ronnie. Interesting combo of buildings and so on around here. There's some museums as well. The police. Typical police building, that one, isn't it? Canteen, the food smells coming from just here now as well, but there is an absolutely lovely, what would you call it? It's quite spicy, kind of Indian food smell, curry maybe. It's coming out of some kitchen somewhere just around here. Someone's going to have a nice lunch for sure. Few wood fires burning as well, can smell that. Nice cool day. A Bolt here, just noticed. Don't know if there's Uber as well. Incidentally, if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe if you want to have a look at the channel. It doesn't cost anything, and have a look at some other videos of walks all around the UK, various other places in Europe, including another Prague video, part 1 to this video. If you just happened upon this one, there is a part 1 going to some different places, and and if you want to be notified as and when videos come out, click the yellow bell and YouTube will let you know. It's lovely quiet back streets here. This is what amazes me when I obviously I come from London, close to London, and the city is just heaving with people wherever you go. Very hard to find a quiet spot. Well, I did find a quiet spot in Upper Norwood the other day, walking through a green area, which was quite interesting. It wasn't a nice day. Right, I seem to have arrived at a park now, so I think we're getting fairly close to the whatever it was I'm coming to. But nevertheless, we'll be having a nice walk around this park. Cycling routes, I'm guessing, and a sign over here with the obligatory "You are here" dot. Somewhere. Well, here we are in the middle of the park. Is it called Prague Park? Or got another name? Seen a couple of signs, one with varying names on it, and at the centre of it is this beautiful fountain. But of course it's middle of winter, or beginning of winter I should say, with frequently the weather going well below freezing, so it's switched off. I imagine that is quite a nice fountain in the middle of summer. So that's it. This is the end of my part 2 of Prague. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to slowly wind my way back to the centre to collect my bag and head off out of the city this afternoon after I've had something to eat and warmed up a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed this little meander through this absolutely beautiful city. I love Prague. It really is a nice city. Of course it's got one or two things to be aware of. Some slightly dodgy dealings by unscrupulous people that you need to know. And as I say, have a look at the honest guides to Prague. They will give you the lowdown on some really good places to go and eat and drink, and how to avoid one or two of the downsides of this beautiful city. But do come here, do enjoy it. Very friendly people, quite busy with tourists, but that's kind of to be expected. So thank you very much for watching. If you'll see anything of interest between now and the centre of Prague, I will add it on the end of this. Otherwise, thanks for watching, cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.
Maybe someday you'll have it your way.
Come across random buildings sometimes when you're walking about. It's not quite clear what they actually are.
A nope, definitely nope, a nope, a nope.
Well, maybe at one time.
Oh no.
Some sort of I don't know, some sort of monument with water in it. Interesting.